To all of humanity, it's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor as usual to be out in nature and bringing you this message of self-realization, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly, to discover your identity, to be your divinity. That's the reason why I want to speak to you this day concerning the mystery of master and slave. And this topic is very, very important to me. Having grown up, I've been taught about slavery. And that is what most black people know as their ancestry. Therefore, it creates in them a certain mentality, especially those who believe in a certain form of spirituality, which is secular Christianity that was taught to them by way of slavery. And the way how slavery was imposed upon them, it break their true spirituality, and they were impacted with secular Christianity as their spirituality. So that is what I really want to speak to you about, and I want to put certain things in its rightful place. Like, for example, I was in conversation with a Rastafarian, one who choose or one who believe that he's conscious. And based on what he would have said to me, I know that he wasn't receiving the true message of self-realization, neither was he receiving the true law of liberty whereby we are set free. And so, because I already know his reasoning and his mentality, even before he speak to me, I already even know the answer to give him, and know that I was going to put him in silence. Now, I was in a supermarket and we was conversating, because actually I saw him was doing a YouTube video, because someone would have told me about him, and this person, you know, was like gravitating towards what he was saying and so on, and saying that he have paper and he have to use passport and all of these kind of things. And I see it was basically the same thing. Whether you have paper from government or whoever, or you walking with a passport, it's the same paper, it's the same system. Okay? And the things he was saying from his mouth, I know that actually he haven't had any inner experience. And I realize also that these are the kind of false doctrine that our people have been feeding upon for so many, many years. Thousands of years, hundreds of years. Okay, it can go as far back as possible. But the point I want to bring across to you is that someone have to come in this time to put an end to that form of slavery, so that our people will vibrate in the right frequency, knowing that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. So now let me get to the meat of what I want to say here. Now, he was saying, this Rastaman was saying to me that the Bible, and when he was speaking about the Bible, he was saying the Bible as if the Bible was literal, and as if the Bible is secular history. And because he was saying it like that, and he was saying that the Bible was used to brainwash black people, and he was using scriptures that speak about master and slave, and using it as if it is literal and secular history, I know right there he was still in mental slavery. So I said to him, tell me of one scripture in the Bible that was used to put black people in slavery, are still keeping black people in slavery. Name me one scripture. I know that he was going to quote a scripture that have to do with master and slave. So he's telling me that he have so many scriptures. I say, you say you have so much scripture, just quote one. Because I actually wanted him to open his mouth and quote one. Just one. Okay, now when he quote one scripture, okay, which I can't quite remember, but he was speaking about master and slave. And I'm going to make sure in my description I find a scripture that deals with master and slave and put it there for you. Okay? As a matter of fact, I might put more than one and let you know what is really basically speaking about. Now, when you fail to realize that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, you will not realize that the Bible was written symbolically and that it have no reference to anyone that existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that took place upon earth thousands of years ago. You come to realize that from Genesis 1 to Revelation 22, it's all a great psychological drama. You come to realize it all have to do with the human psyche. Therefore, you come to realize that the greatest slavery is actually mental slavery. Therefore, if you do not understand the Bible psychologically, there is no way you will have the right remedy or the right strategy to free your people from mental slavery. Therefore, if the Bible is used to put people in slavery, then the same Bible have to use to free them out of slavery. Okay? It is not Selassie. It is not Islam. It is not Kemet. It's none of those things. Because you have to teach the people how to reprogram their subconscious mind in the very first place. Because all of these teachings of secular Christianity was placed or impressed upon our subconscious mind from a very young age. That is why we must know how to reprogram the subconscious mind. And there must be someone among you with experience, inner experience, not a theologian, not an intellectual, not someone who's suffering from parrotism. And parrotism is one, when I speak about parrotism, it is speaking about someone who's repeating something that you hear someone else say, or what they read from a book. And Rastafarians, they are the number one for that. I'm not afraid to say that. I would never apologize for saying that either. Okay, because I've seen how many of them who are saying that they're so conscious and they were speaking against the system and all of that. It only took a white woman to spread her leg and they bow. Okay, so let me go on to what I'm saying here. So when you understand the Bible psychologically, you realize that your body is a slave. This body is the servant. The master is the mind. This is the mind. So what was done to you is that you are made to believe in the slave. And when you believe in the slave, in the body, in the humanistic, and live in the humanistic realm, you're living in the realm of the animals. That's why some of these same Rasta men, they grab up white women to try to get an easy way of living. Because they're living in a state of mind of destitution. A poverty and mediocrity mentality. Because I remember one time I challenged a Rasta man on that. And he was saying, what he was trying to say that the white woman was providing everything for him. So it was easy life. You see? So yeah, when you understand that this body is the slave of what the Bible is speaking about, and the mind is what rules and what controls, you understand the inner man and the outer man. And you're supposed to be connected with the inner man to control the outer man. You come to understand also that it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality. And that you can create your reality consciously. And you come to realize that everyone in this world is given a choice. Everyone is given a choice. So a person, when they make the choice to be a slave, it is one who's making a choice to live in the humanistic realm. It is one who's making a choice to be religious, to be political, and to be intellectual. One who believes in academic education over their own human imagination. One who do not believe in their own self. One who doesn't know who they are. When someone believes in Jesus Christ as a man 2,000 years ago, and one believe in the Prophet Muhammad, and one believe in Selassie, all of them are believing in a power outside of themselves. All of them is in idolatry, so it doesn't make any difference. So my brother and my sisters, I can go on and on, but the main point I want to bring across to you is that this body is a slave. and the mind is the master. And those who are the 1%, the elite, they are choosing to play the part of the mind, and the masses are choosing to play the part of the body. So no one should hold any grudge or any envy towards anyone, when all of us was given a choice, and we can make our choice consciously. So my brother, my sisters, this is your choice. You can choose to be a slave and live in mental slavery by believing that the Bible is literal and that the Bible is secular history. Or you can believe in the power that is in you, which is your own human imagination, and use your imagination to create your reality consciously. My brother, my sisters, let me encourage you that if what I'm saying to you, if it's resonating with you, then it is for you. For it is said that it's only when the student is ready that the teacher would appear. So if you like what you are hearing, and it is for the first time you're hearing me, I would encourage you to subscribe, or you can like, you can comment, or you can share this message. And let me remind you that this message that I bring to you, it is the singular I message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brother, my sisters, hadn't it been that I would have experienced that scripture in my life, where I would have awakened within myself like a fiery being, I would have heard the unholy wind and exit my skull and come to understand the true virgin birth, I would not have been here bring this message to you and saying to you that there is an eye that will open in you at the base of your spine. And when you ascend, that's when that eye gonna be up this side like this, because when you speak about the serpent and its belly, it's down where that eye is, but it's gonna turn up. So basically, it's really showing you that you came down here to experience this life, and when you came down here to be in limitation, where you're limited by time, space, matter, and so on. So that's your descension. But you must, so you descend into generation, and then you must ascend into regeneration. That is why, for example, I just reverse everything. Everything that I was taught from a little child, I just consider it a lie. I know it's a lie, and I just reverse the whole thinking process. So if a person don't understand me, they might get offended by certain things, because they would hear me use words that the preachers will tell them not to use, because they will tell them those is curse words and all of these things, because they're still playing the part of the slave. They haven't mastered themselves. They haven't mastered their mind. They do not understand the power of thoughts. They haven't even understand the first principle of living. They haven't understand the goal and rule of life is to do unto others as you will have them do unto you. And they haven't understand the law of mentalism, that everything is first a thought. Everything has to first be an idea. Everything has to first be imagined. So with all of that being said, my brother, my sisters, and with me explaining to you what I will have experienced while I'm bringing this message to you, this is the reason why I always give you also the symbol of the single eye, and saying to you, don't let anyone bring any fear on you to make you believe that this symbol of the single eye is an evil eye. No, this symbol is the all-seeing eye of the God that is within you, which is the opening of an eye where you will awake out of the dream of life, and you will have an awakened imagination and come to realize that whatever you can imagine, it can become your reality. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to say to you, when you think more deeply, you come to realize that without the sun, as in the sun, there can be no life. Neither can there be any light. So the sun, as in the sun, have to be the giver of all life. Think. There could never be a S-O-N of 2,000 years ago, and he is known as the light of the world. It's foolishness. They trick you to believe in the S-O-N over the S-U-N, when there could be no S-O-N unless there first be a S-U-N, because the sun is the giver of all life. There is no Jesus or any God in the sky that can save you if the sun refuses to shine its light, if the sun refuses to ever rise. But the sun is always in purpose, and I want you to always be in purpose. That's why I always say to you that the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. Therefore, my encouragement to you is to always use your mind power, which is your solar power, your creative power, to achieve your every desire. And let me say this. Now, if you do not believe what I'm saying to you, check out Psalms 84:11, where it said, the Lord thy God is a sun, as an SUN and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And also check out Malachi 4:2, where it said, the sun, as in the SUN, of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. That's why I'm bringing healing to all of humanity, pointing you to look inwardly to discover your identity to be your divinity. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, my encouragement to you is to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.